First of all, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Great honor for
Thank you.
The second thing, you know, it was funny, I was watching a video with Steve Sabol passing away. He really enabled me as a kid to see you, because we didn't know, you know, we knew the NFL, but the highlights they put together
it's unbelievable.
was of you. That's our images of you. Just your thoughts on Sabol and what he meant to the game.
You know what? From the very beginning, when he first started it, you know, I think everybody thought he was kind of crazy and what was he really trying to do. But he just stuck with it and really got to help with a lot of people that were involved with teams to go back in history and get the old film, take the time to cut it up, to do it. And he was really concerned, and he was just passionate about the NFL having history. You know, and he was going to put it on tape or in video where people could see it the rest of their lives, and it would always be there, documented. People could go back and see whatever player they wanted tons of years ago, and get an idea of what that player played like and what he was like as a player, and what he did out on the field, and basically how great they were.
Exactly. What was it like today being here?
Oh man, I'll tell you what. You know, sometimes if you had a bottle, you could take this energy with you. You know, I wish I was like that all the time. You know, but it was good being around these kids today and seeing the enthusiasm and the laughing and the clapping, and just, you know, it gets emotional when you're up here. And you know, when so many people are sitting out there and they're rooting for you, you know, it's really emotional for me.
I guess I'm curious, what memories did this bring back for you? You talked about players and things of that nature that you played with, played against here, but what memories did this whole thing bring back?
Oh man, I'll tell you what, you know, coming here and coming from the old tech down in downtown, and coming up here being in a brand new school, and you felt really special, and being able to have coaches that really were more professional coaches than high school coaches, and you learned so much from them, and they were tough. You know, and you know, and the thing we had Victor Donovan as the principal here, and if you were out of that classroom, Victor was right on top of you, man. Yeah. So I was telling my wife, I said, I tell you what, he caught me in those hallways a lot of times when I was supposed to be in class. but I have good memories here, you know, because of everything, you know, to have this place built, have this school built, and to still have it. You know, after all these years, and be able to come back here and see all this, and the auditorium is basically the same like it was years ago, the stage, everything, and you know what, it feels like you're just coming home again, and you're comfortable.
I've always wanted to ask you this question: why do you think you're the only Hall of Famer from here? You mentioned that so many players came out of this city. Why do you think you're the only one?
I don't know. You know what? I always tell, like Richie Valahovic and I are great friends, and I always tell him, I said, you know something. And, you know, this is when you're later at night when you're having serious talks, you know, you get a little emotional and stuff. And you know what? Things really have to go your way, you know. And in a lot of instances with all the guys I played with, the guys that played years ago when I was a kid and watched, you know, a lot of things didn't go their way, you know. And why it went my way, I don't have any idea, but it went my way. And I'm grateful for that, believe me. And, you know, and the one thing I'm grateful for is being able to come back here and share that.
I gotta ask, I overheard you talking about the play last night at the end of the game. When you watch the replay, because they have shown it 100 times, like you said, what's your call on that?
I would say it was an interception.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even being a receiver and seeing a guy dig in and get it.
Yeah, because you really have to as a receiver to get that call. You really have to be right in there with the mix, because it's almost that when it comes in there simultaneously, you both got to have possession of that ball. You know, you just can't reach in there and grab it afterwards. You know, but you know, that's what happens to referees.
What do you think of the whole replacement referee thing?
Oh, they got to get the regular guys back, you know, and no, you know, nothing negative about you know, you just can't throw guys in there to referee professional football games. That's just, some of those guys are in over their head. I see how on the sidelines some of the coaches are treating these guys, you know, screaming behind them and all that. Well, heck, you know, if they had the regular guys in there, someone would throw a flag and penalty, about five or six of them already this year at least, you know. And some of the shots going out there on the field with the players, the tackling, and, you know, different things going on there. There'd be a lot more penalties, or at least the regular guys would have the game under control. The game's getting out of control, you know, out there, you know. And even yesterday, you could see it in the very beginning of the game when Hawk chased that one guy out of bounds, tackled him out of bounds. He's rolling on him or something like that, and he was basically out of bounds when he did it, you know. And the referee just stood there. Well, you know, you got to do something, and because when you let that start, these kids aren't dumb out there on the field. They know what they can get away with, you know. And as soon as they see somebody's weak enough to not make a call, they're going to go after it. And these kids are after it now.
Are you being a Hall of Famer? Are you angry with the league, upset with the league? Just speaking towards being the league itself, what's bothering you the most about this?
Well, I you know, it's something, you know, as years go by, people really don't, you know, it's like everybody and everything. You know, sometimes people don't plan far enough ahead. And, you know, the older guys, the retired guys, the Hall of Famers, the retired Hall of Fame, you know, everybody that's retired, you know, all the medical things coming up, you know, there's enough money to be able to do something for those guys and keep them around and help them physically. And you know, it'd be different if it was like the old years ago, the old AFL where there's no money.
Right.
You know, but I mean, there's billions. I mean, you just take the merchandising in the NFL; it's in billions of dollars. You know, of course, it has to start going to these guys that have the real physical problems.
Yes, sir. Once again.
Hey, thanks a lot, man. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I'm glad you caught up.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I knew we would.
I know too. I knew you were busy.